I got the aliens farting color book. I had that ready.
Really comprehensive weekend.
Yeah, I had a lube. Just all these plans.
All your favorite things, yeah.
All my favorite things.
Welcome to Guys We...
Greetings, fuckers. How you doing? Where you been? Welcome to another episode of Guys We Fucked.
It's the Anti-Slut Shaming Podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Guys, there's tickets to sell, and please listen. Please listen to what we're about to say.
Stop doing what you're doing.
All right, and it's not just LA. There's more than that. So just don't fast forward this part. All right. So first order of business is Guys We Fucked Live, May 11th,
Saturday night
at the Regent Theater as part of the Netflix is a Joke Festival. This is a huge deal.
Yeah,
it's a huge deal for us, and guess what?
Tickets.
It's a huge deal for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not the same show that you saw at the Comedy Store. So if you were at the Comedy Store, buy yourself another ticket because it's a completely different experience.
If you love what we stand for and you're in Los Angeles May 11th, you'd show up, but you'd also buy a ticket in advance, like right now.
If you think women deserve rights, okay, and going into this election, that's something that you're going to want to stay really committed to.
It's up in the air. It's up in the air.
It is. It's a toss-up, okay? This might be the last time you're allowed to see women speak publicly for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to come to this show.
Yeah, you want to buy those tickets. All the Linktree bios, all of our social media, Linktree bio.
Again, Guys We Fucked, the live podcast, Saturday, May 11th, 9:45 p.m. at the Regent Theater. Theater's in the title because it's a larger room.
Yes.
And we're going to need you to buy those tickets.
And we know the numbers. You need buy more tickets.
Buy more tickets.
But show up. Like, don't buy ticket and don't show up. But buy ticket.
Second order of business. If you've been fast forwarding the part where we do tickets in the middle of the show, well, gotcha, bitch. Because I'm doing them now at the top of the show. I'm moving it around.
Fast forward.
I'm going on a 14-city stand-up tour. It's the Eye of the Tiger Tour 2024. I'm going to be at Every Date. Chloe LeBranch is featuring for me at Every Date. It's going to be fucking fantastic. And these are the cities that I really need to buy their tickets now, okay? I'll do all the other cities later. They're at CorinneFisher.com. But these cities, I need to hear from you. Tampa, Florida.
Where are you at?
That's my April 17th. Miami, Florida, April 18th. Atlanta, Georgia, April 19th and 20th. Columbus, Ohio, April 25th. And Raleigh, North Carolina, April 30th. And then followed by Philly and Boston. That's the first leg of the tour, okay? So if I just said your city, please buy the tickets sooner rather than later. Because what happens is these we always end up filling the room with actual, not papering the room, like actually filling it with people who know me and know, well, when we're on for Guys We Fuck, know Krystyna too, but you wait till the last minute, you're gonna.
It's a heart attack.
My family, guys, we already lost Dad. We can't lose Corinne too.
Yeah,
okay?
come on, man.
We don't have good cardiac health
disorder.
in my family. Please don't put me under this stress. Thank you so much. CorinneFisher.com, the Tiger Tours. Buy those tickets now. You know what? I wish I was. My mom. I was on the phone with my mom for like an hour and a half last night, and she was like, "Corinne," I was like, "People always buy the tickets just
don't buy them last minute.
The day before." And you know, how do you feel when a man asks you on a date the day before? That's how I feel.
Yeah,
it's like
you were a second
I'm there,
choice,
but I'm less happy about it.
Yeah.
Don't make mommy mad.
Living in a major city, I can do this, but like, I love buying tickets to like our art events, a comedy show, whatever the fuck, in advance.
It gives you something to look forward to.
You fill up your calendar.
It's on the calendar.
I always
so
buy 2 tickets, and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, is it going to be a guy I'm fucking who's coming with me? Is it going to be a friend? Is it going to be who knows?
It's a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. You buy 2 tickets, and then you say, who would appreciate this the most?
Yeah.
Who am I feeling this week?
Yeah.
I love it.
So give the gift of laughter.
Yeah.
You clients.
I just inspired myself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. If you want to send us an email, it's sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. Make that subject line interesting and descriptive, but honest, okay? This one says, my 43-year-old husband constantly texts barely 26-year-old former coworker.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, you're in a pickle.
Lucy.
Hi, Corinne and Krystyna, longtime fucker and luminary subscriber here. I have a small clusterfuckery of feelings on my hands, and I'm hoping your illustrious wisdom and insight can help me untangle them. My husband is 43 years old. I am 38. Years ago, he moved back to his small, unremarkable, to say the least, conservative middle America hometown from a sprawling metropolis on the coast. And I hope you say it to him.
Tell me how you really feel.
This was for a few reasons irrelevant to this inquiry. I won't get into, but one of those reasons was being closer to aging family.
Man.
All right. During this time, he had to start over more or less and worked as a manager of a big box retail store. While working there, he befriended a much younger employee who would have been about 19 at the time to his 36. Yeah. Friendship always blossoms in that age gap.
They had a lot in common, all those boxes.
He insists nothing has ever been there, and they just bonded over mutual interests and like-mindedness in a small town where no one ever thinks outside the box or has the same obscure knowledge of film and music.
Except the two of us. Just us two in this dumbass town.
It's a straight up
36.
predator.
Don't worry about it.
I side-eyed this a bit because sure, it's possible to like cool and interesting things when you're in your teens, but you also have no idea who you are. And there's a lot of pick-me energy lying around during this time period in general. Sure, but I mean, let's put the blame on your husband, not
it's his fault.
Barely legal teen.
Her prefrontal cortex still got 6 years to go.
Yeah. I, of course, was a bit alarmed at first when we started seeing each other. Otherwise, a few years ago, and I learned of her and how this 23-year-old and my 41-year-old boyfriend at the time engaged in a whole lot of meme sending pet pics, sending
they're dating.
Selfies.
But it's like the worst part of dating.
And generally keeping each other updated throughout the week on work happenings. That sounds
gives
like a
a shit?
nightmare. Things they found amusing or funny, and discussion about local politics, movie trailers for films they wanted to see, etc.
They both need friends.
Yeah,
Not each other.
That was very descriptive. At the time, I was a little bit taken aback because these are relationship-y conversations that can build intimacy. I mean, it's also friendship, but there's just friendship doesn't exist between people of these two ages. And connection, and I felt like I wanted that space when we first started dating. I discussed it with him back then, and he insisted they were just like-minded platonic friends, and insisted that since he's bi, he couldn't have any friends if he followed his sexuality as a guide for friendship. Really made it convenient for himself there. When's the last time he had let a fucking dick in his ass? How bi are you,
How
sir?
man is he?
And basically said it was just my heteronormative worldview.
Okay, Mr. Bi, give me a fucking education.
Wow, this guy is fully railing everyone else. Worldview growing up in middle America that was informing my lack of trust in male-female friendships. This would make sense coming from a Gen Z person, does not make sense from someone in his age bracket. Don't believe it. I call bullshit.
Yeah.
He watched a Gen Z interview one time and he was like, I can use this for cheating later.
These words. Yeah.
Let me jot this down. He didn't have a good answer as to why he couldn't have friends his age to lean on.
Oh, so he's no friends his age? That's hilarious.
Jesus. I finally met her upon my insistence and him eventually folding after I begged him repeatedly to invite her and her then fiance to dinner. We were meeting another friend from his small town who also gave me slightly flirty vibes with him, but whatever. She was a relatively mature 27 to his then 41. Okay, well, also you might just be really jealous.
Yeah.
Upon meeting them, because who's your boy?
Christ.
Everyone's trying to fuck your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Or husband? Upon meeting them both, I was very disarmed by the 23-year-old, and I found them both to be genuinely kind and fun to be around.
Okay.
All right. They got you.
Fast forward to him fingering her. I walked in.
Fast forward to now.
The box store.
And he still engages with her a lot via text and social media.
Do you look at his phone?
Well, I guess maybe it just keeps popping up.
That's so annoying.
Right? Change the name.
Call her Brian, you dumbass.
Yeah, come on. Well, honestly, just because there is
It's
something
annoying.
if something really isn't going on, I think changing the name is actually fine, because then it just makes, I know it seems dishonest, but yeah, because it's just going to bother you. And especially if there really is nothing there and you want to keep the friendship, people tell each other too much in relationships. I think you're fine to have your own life as long as you know you're being chill.
Yeah.
Because I do that all the time. I just go, they don't need to know because I'm not doing anything.
Right.
And social media. I can't explain why it irks me so much, and I never want to be one of those women who challenged or confronted by younger women. And I've asked myself many times if it's my own fear of aging that's forcing comparisons and making me feel envious, but I'm not sure that's it.
Well, you're mad at her, not him.
But also I feel like if there's a problem, there's a problem. It doesn't really matter if she's 26 or 36.
Yeah.
Like, this level, this amount, this volume of engagement seems like a lot, right? The now 26-year-old is newly single, but dating someone else. And my husband has always had a very critical and dismissive tone towards the husbands and boyfriends of his female friends. And dear reader, I love the man and I believe everyone should have friends, but goddamn, does this man have a fuck ton of female friendships, both historically and presently?
I mean, some guys just have a lot more female friends because women are more pleasant. And some guys just get along better with women.
He could be also a very, very is he an emotional burden?
Needy?
Because those men love to have female friends because men won't tolerate that behavior.
True. Good for men.
Right. On the one hand, I love this about him. On the other hand, I get stringer vibes from some of these female friendships. I don't know what that means. Is it because stranger? Does that make sense? And I don't know what to do.
I don't know.
If I don't know what the kids are saying, Krystyna doesn't know. I think he appreciates the attention and the excitement of talking to attractive younger women. Okay. But I also think he has zero intentions of cheating and honestly believes he's not being shady as long as they don't go further than the occasional suggestive text and discussing their relationships. Yeah.
The fuck? What the what?
Yeah,
what?
there shouldn't be an occasional suggestive text.
There shouldn't be a suggestive text.
Yeah. Like my male friends, like John, for instance, who's like really my male friends, like even though we fucked, but that was years ago.
Like, God, I forgot about that.
Years ago.
In the parking lot of that really good sandwich store.
That was just oral, but yeah.
Oh.
Guys, we fucked. But yeah, I mean, like we really are just friends and have been for like a decade.
Yeah.
And like, there is never anything suggestive. Like the most, like it'll be like, oh, like you changed your hair, it looks good. That's like the most.
Yeah.
It's never anything.
Also, you could tell when you witness two people's bond, you could tell if there's chemistry there or not.
Yeah.
You can just tell.
We are very close friends. And obviously, like, it's so funny, like, to describe our vibe, like, most people who came into our store, they didn't think we were dating. They thought we were married. So, no chemistry.
Yikes. Yep, zero chemistry.
Sexual chemistry.
Zero sexual chemistry.
They thought we were fully
sleeping
married.
in separate bedrooms for decades.
What should I do? The issue seems so full of gray areas and landmines, and I don't know how to process and proceed. I mean, that's a very heavy word for something that's like light and easily nipped in the bud. Thank you. I love you ladies, and you bring so much laughter and joy into the world. Keep on kicking ass. Much love, an anonymous fucker.
I think you need to confront your jealousy. I think that's really going to be the best thing, because here's the deal. If he's fucking with this chick, you're going to find out at some point, right? But it's like, why have a bad time on the way to there? You know what I mean? So like, really take this opportunity.
Enjoy the ride to getting your heart broken.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
why waste it?
That you should teach a course.
Yeah.
You're very good at that.
Yeah.
Just like enjoying the ride.
Well, I would use this. Because I mean, if I would use this as an opportunity to go like, what is it about me? Like, so all of the self-help, like kind of Buddhist-y more self-help books that I read are like, actually this girl, like there was an example, I think it was maybe a Pema Chodron one, where if you experience jealousy, if you're like a woman who gets really jealous, and then a new coworker is in your office and she's hotter than you, she's younger than you, she's elegant and great. Everybody loves her. She's charming.
Everything you want.
Yeah, she's everything you're not. And that woman's actually a gift. Okay, not an enemy. She's not the enemy. So this person is holding a mirror up to yourself, because these feelings are residing in you, and there's nothing that's pushing me over the edge here to go, that's fucking weird. I haven't. Yeah, you haven't said anything that. So I'm like, I just think it's you versus you in the moment, and maybe your husband's a piece of shit fucking around, but I don't know. He could just like the attention of a younger woman. Every man does. Every man does.
I mean,
they get off on it.
I like the attention of a young hot chick.
Me too.
Who doesn't like the attention of a hot chick? I am like, yeah, I'm like boringly straight, and I like the attention of a hot chick. It feels so good when a hot chick is like,
oh my God,
nice
when they
to you.
follow you on Instagram.
It feels
and
great.
You're like, what? You have like over 1 million followers and your titties are so good.
Yes.
You don't follow me? That's
it feels
amazing.
real nice.
Are you going to date me? And I'm like, wait, sorry. So he might just be indulging in that, but either way, even if he is, that's first of all, he's not doing anything wrong still. And two, you got to look at you, boo. You got to look in that mirror.
Yeah.
And go, let's deal with this.
Yeah. I think for this email, I'll just bring out one of my most common, but I think useful pieces of relationship advice, which is like, you just need to make the decision to trust someone sometimes.
Yes.
And so
and allow them
you're
to
already
prove you right or
fucking
wrong.
married. If you can't make the decision to trust your spouse, quite frankly, you shouldn't have gotten married in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not saying obviously husbands and wives deceive each other all the time, but like I think there's like very little here. And I'm not saying that to gaslight you or call you, crazy or whatever. It's like, this has been around a long time. So like either you do some like crazy snooping or you just make the decision to trust your husband.
Yeah.
And, but what you can't do is continually ruminate on it and continually bring it up because that will tear the relationship apart from the inside. And also there is one of these things where it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So like, right? Like there's probably nothing actually there, but if you keep saying like, are you fucking this chick? He's going to be like, well, I'm paying the penance of fucking this chick anyway. So might as well fuck this chick.
Yeah.
That happens so often.
Yeah. And I get that. I feel like if a guy, I've never been with a guy that was like super jealous like that, but if they kept asking me if I was fucking somebody and I said no earnestly and they kept asking me, I would FaceTime them as I'm on the guy's dick.
It makes you want to fuck the person.
Yes.
It's crazy. That's why, that's
like
one of
magic.
the
It's
biggest
weird.
lessons I've learned from this show is if I actually feel uneasy about a person, never mention them. In a relationship, never bring them up. Never
Meaning
bring
like
them
a
up.
person in your partner's life?
Mm-hmm. Oh. If I'm actually feeling uneasy about them, not a problem. I never bring them up. Never let them see you sweat.
Yeah. That's true. That's true too. 'Cause then maybe
Never
he's
bring
like,
it up.
Got a little hold on her.
Looks
That's fine.
weakness. It also makes you look weak in comparison. And I know like sometimes looking weak is strong, but in this instance, it's
Not here.
weak.
Yeah.
You're going to get attacked. It's not good. Yeah. So I just make the decision. And
Sometimes-
Krystyna's right. Like if it's something that is happening, it will show itself.
Yeah. Let him show you who he is. But also too, sometimes when it's that in between of like, there's no like crime committed for me to go, but there's something weird and you can't pinpoint it. That is a little nerve wracking.
It's annoying, but
It's
also
like, pick a side.
I do feel like flirting with people when you're in a relationship, especially a marriage, like you need to let your partner flirt a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like it keeps them feeling alive.
Yeah.
I think
and
it's
you can't
important.
give that feeling to them, so might as well get somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know? Marriage.
Dun, 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 dun.
Cool. Guys, if you need group therapy, well, I'm not a licensed therapist, but I do have a Patreon where for a monthly fee, you can talk to me once a week on Zoom, and it's really fun. And the audio gets uploaded, and you can listen to it. And I really like the space that we've created. So patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson if you're interested. My solo podcast, The Voices in Our Heads, comes out every single Monday. We dive into a bunch of self-help books and just advice that's completely changed the way I think. And a lot of stream of consciousness, and Mikey Big Dick Dong Coscarelli is on the show as well because he's manning the board and he's still making noises. He didn't stop.
Oh, I missed that ball dropping.
Yeah.
Man.
It's cute.
All right. And then if you want to see me, obviously we talked about it at the top of the show because I forced it on you. I tricked you. Come to the Eye of the Tiger Tour 2024. It's my 14-city stand-up tour with Chloe LeBranch. It starts April 17th in Tampa, Florida. And the dates I didn't read at the top moving forward. Portland, Oregon, May 14th. San Francisco, May 15th. Sacramento, May 16th. Seattle, May 17th. Houston, June 27th. Austin, June 28th and 29th. And Salt Lake City, Utah, September 26th. Tickets available at CorinneFisher.com. Also in the Linktree link in my bio on Instagram at PhilanthropyGal. So make sure to get your tickets. Bring a friend, bring someone. I said this for DC and it really worked out well. Bring someone who is not familiar with my comedy, but who you think would like it. And it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your boyfriend. Bring a man. I would love you to bring a fucking man, a straight man. Make them. I would love for you to do that. You know me, I'm very masculine. I feel like this would work out, but bring someone because that's honestly with people not being willing to cold see a female comedian, like local people in town. I know it's giving you guys more work as women and that's not okay, but I appreciate it deeply. when you bring someone to the show who wasn't familiar with me, because I really think that me and Chloe do a good show, and I think that they'll have a good experience. You know, I'm not going to offer a refund if they don't, but I'm confident. I'm pretty confident in this. And then also you can listen to my solo podcast, Without a Country. Oh man, it's just been, we did, last week I did a whole reaction to Quiet on Set, the documentary about the fucked up shit going on in children's television, in Nickelodeon. It's not Netflix. There's a couple places, but yeah. Max has it.
Oh, cool.
And then I also, this felt so good. I'm going to do a larger episode on this, guys, but I think you fuckers will really want to tune into this. I also, last week, the Washington Post did a huge article. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but they did a huge article on all the propaganda about surrounding birth control. And I, you know, you guys know I love to come on here and tell you I was right, but there's a reason that you've been putting up with me for 10 years, and it's because you fucking know I'm right. So all the times that I said, don't use the pull-out method, don't use period tracking apps, this Washington Post article, chock full of information, fucking said everything that I have been saying for years, that all this propaganda about birth control fucking with you is like made up shit. It's complete, like it's been like, and not saying like that no one's ever had a bad experience with birth control, sure, but like they've really amped it up, and conservatives are loving it, and they're monetizing it. They're creating period tracking apps, and basically accidental pregnancies in like women in their 30s and 40s have skyrocketed, and it's all because of misinformation on TikTok and Instagram. And goddamn was I fucking vindicated when I read this Washington Post article. I'm gonna do more on it, but like
Wait, they're saying the Washington Post article is saying like that women don't go nuts on the pill?
It's very amped up. And I was thinking of you a lot because I was like,
I was fucking wanted to kill myself.
Right?
I threatened to kill my boyfriend at the time.
I hear you, but you've also like struggled with stuff outside of that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like, how do we know it was that?
So I went back. I was on it for 8 months with Steven, because Steven was begging me to go on the pill, and I said no.
And again, for some people, but again, like it's not. It is, but it's beyond that. They're saying,
but also, women have been lying to. I mean,
and that's why. That's why it was believable. That's why it was believable, because women were so lied to by the medical industry.
Yeah.
But basically, there's a ton of misinformation on TikTok about other ways that you can prevent pregnancy that are completely unacceptable. And also, this is not just the birth control pill. I'm also including IUDs in this. So like IUDs are totally great, real way to prevent pregnancy. But everyone who was fucking emailing me being like, period tracking works. No, it doesn't. And I fucking knew I was right. And the Washington Post vindicated me. And it feels so good.
Period tracking works?
It's not reliable. No, it's not reliable. And I knew it wasn't. I fucking knew it wasn't.
Like the idea of tracking your period, or these apps?
No, period tracking to prevent pregnancy is not... It's nowhere near as good as being on actual hormonal birth control.
Yeah.
Not even fucking close.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Felt
you
so good.
You can technically get pregnant at any time.
But the amount of emails that I got from people, I sniffed out that it was propaganda. I mean, there's so many layers to this. This is a very comprehensive piece that the Washington Post did. But I just, like, remember I was talking about, like, a couple months ago, I kept saying little things. Like I was like, I've seen a lot of wellness people, especially women, talking about like, all of a sudden there was this like flood of like villainizing the birth control pill.
Yeah, it did feel like that.
And I just said, I smell fish, especially with what's been happening in our government and this
trying to get more people,
and this religious and conservative takeover of women's bodies that has been reemerging. I just fucking smelled fish, and I knew I was right. I felt it in my fucking heart. So. Haha.
Bitch.
Ha.
You fucking bitch.
I just felt, but it's also, it like, when you are like right about something like that, it just like really, it continues to like, just know like I need to always follow my own intuition. Not that I was ever thinking of getting off the pill. I for years, I've been on the pill the whole goddamn show, and it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, in my life medically, is the invention of the birth control pill.
It does help with a lot of issues.
Well,
it helps with cysts, it helps with all this shit.
But another thing is like, and again, I talk about this on the show at length, but it it changed history for women. The birth control
Gave
pill
them agency.
changed history, and it's no surprise that in the 1960s and 70s, things changed drastically socially and politically for women, and that part of that is because the birth control pill existed.
Yeah,
and exists, and so again. Only people know what's right for their own body. I'm not at all saying like you definitely got to be on it, but please don't believe this shit that you're seeing online. Do your own research and test it out for yourself. If it's something that you're interested in, try it. If it makes you feel bad, if it makes you act out, and so of course, get the fuck off of it. But don't let what you're seeing on social media scare you out of even trying.
Yeah.
And this goes for any medicine.
Also, the placebo effect of it like carries over to like.
That's what I was thinking.
Getting a hysteria is not the right word, but like just kind of getting a negative. It's just negative bias. Our brain is automatically on the hunt for negative bias. Automatically, we're searching for things that support what we think. And if you keep hearing birth control pills bad, birth control pills bad, birth control pills bad, oh, you have your friend like, I'm kind of, I don't know, I just got on the pill. Like, oh, it's bad, right? Like, so we're always looking to connect the dots that.
Well, and just like in life, in human existence, there are a million reasons why you could become depressed or psychotic.
Truly.
And so it's like it's an easy thing to blame. It's easier to say, oh, it must be the birth control pill.
Pinpoint it.
Over like, oh, maybe things aren't working in my relationship. Maybe I'm unhappy. Like, there's a million reasons why. So it's just like, give it another chance. And I've also, just the same way as like you've tested going back on it, I tested going off of it to see if it affected
you didn't notice
anything.
the difference. Yeah.
It affected nothing. Not my weight, not my demeanor, not the way I thought about my partner, nothing. And I stayed off of it for several, like 3+ months.
I think placebo effect is so powerful though that if you're convinced that it's going to make you psycho, it will.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about that actually. That's why the propaganda is so powerful and I was so wary of it. But yeah. So,
propaganda, man.
Yeah, Without a Country podcast on YouTube and everywhere you listen to podcasts.
Man, I had a romantic, sexy little getaway planned.
I saw a tweet and I was looking forward to this conversation.
I packed all these sexy outfits. Like sexy outfits.
Okay.
Like outfits that I put on and I'm like, God damn, Krystyna.
Yeah.
You look good. Plus sexy outfits, yoga mats, just loaded the car. We were only going.
Yoga? What's the yoga mats for?
To do yoga.
Oh, okay.
Not for sex.
I thought it was like a sex thing I didn't know about.
No. Yoga mats are for yoga. Oh, come on. And I timed my Brazilian wax. I got it late.
Wow.
I got it weeks late.
Wow.
Hurts more when you do that.
Yeah, it does.
But I wanted a smooth pussy for this weekend. And then I was sitting on a toilet. The waterfalls coming out of my asshole while having a trash can. Poor Airbnb, guys. Whatever. Just vomiting. I scream vomited for 7 hours straight.
What happened?
I had a bug. It was a bug. So Colin got sick 3 days before.
Oh.
But in the middle of the night, he just woke up, had to take a shit, had a puke, and then went back to bed. And I was like, oh shit, was that like a food poison? Maybe he ate something weird. And then he felt crappy the next day. And I was like, oh, take care of him. And I was fine. And then 3 days later, we get to the Airbnb. So excited. God, it's so many. I got the Aliens Farting Color book. I had that ready.
Really comprehensive weekend.
Yeah, I had his lube. Just all these plans.
All your favorite things, yeah.
All my favorite things.
Yeah.
And I ended up the whole night. I woke up it was maybe like 1 a.m. I went to the bathroom and I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. And I started puking. And when you puke, it's the kind of puke where you just open your mouth and it's like a demon comes out. You're
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just like, where did all that liquid come from?
I did that down the staircase of my childhood home, and there's still a little bit of it on the rug. Sorry, Mom.
But you're like, that liquid would weigh more than me. How is that liquid in my body? I don't know how it happened.
The human body is amazing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got to see some of it to the weekend, and man, it was a pretty nice Airbnb. Played a pretty penny for the Airbnb with a hot tub.
Oh.
I was like, it's going to be worth it because I'm going to have so much sex. That's all I want is sex. And there was no sex. I shit my pants. I shit my pants.
Sorry to laugh.
No, it's okay. It's hilarious.
You just said it in a funny way.
Yeah. Well, that's apparently what's been. Yeah. That apparently I said it in a funny way to Colin as I was crying, and he started laughing, and I was like, "It's not the time to laugh."
You're just naturally funny. I don't know what to tell you. It's your gift.
Cool. I have never. I don't think I've. I shit my pants like it was. It's like when you turn on a garden hose on full blast.
Oh.
Just 0 to 100.
Oh,
just,
that's like the keto shit.
And I kept thinking, like the song by Coldplay, like tears stream down your face when you. It's just stream of tears of shit down my legs.
So where did the shitting your pants? Was that inside or out? Like
that
where
was
were
inside.
you? Just sitting or?
Yeah. Well, I was
Paint
going
a
to the
picture.
bathroom. So our bedroom was right by the bathroom.
Oh, that's terrible. That was my next question. Was it connected? That's awful.
No, it wasn't connected, but it was
Too
adjacent.
close, yeah.
It was adjacent.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing.
If I was in construction, I would do things to help women, and it's not that.
Not that.
No.
And so it was in the middle of the night. I was so tired, but I timed it at one point. Every 12 minutes, I had to get up and violently vomit. But then I would vomit, and then the shit came a couple hours later.
That's when you got to bring a pillow to the bathroom.
I was
I've
going
done
to,
that.
but the poop smelled so bad. I couldn't stay in the bathroom.
Oh, really? Because usually, like when it's your own poop, you become accustomed to it.
Not this poop.
Interesting.
Not this poop.
Oh, okay.
So I started the shitting at the same time. So I was throwing up at the trash can, and I was like, fuck, man. To have liquids violently expelling out of both holes.
Yeah, that's not great.
At the same time. I don't think it's ever happened to me before.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's ever happened to me.
It's a classic combo.
I've done them, real close, but not at the same exact time.
Yeah.
I've puked in a trash can on the toilet, but not while I was shit. Yeah, it was just a very unique experience. And I would go, I was so exhausted, and I wanted to die. And then I would go to the bed for my 12-minute break, and I would fall asleep for like 8 of those minutes, and I would fall into a deep
yeah, because you're real like that. You're dehydrated too.
Oh, so dehydrated. You would have thought I took a bottle of Adderall and smoked a volcano of weed.
Yeah.
Like my mouth was sticking. I'm like, this is fucking disgusting. My breath smelled.
Yeah.
My shit smelled.
Yeah.
The puke, Colin was like, it felt like it was a heavy metal concert going on. Because you were like, like it was screaming.
That's how I popped a vein in my eye one time.
I can't believe my veins didn't pop out of my eye. I can't believe my eyeballs didn't pop out of my head like a pug. And I said, so when I shit my pants, I threw them. I'm like, oh no, so as I was shitting, and I took the pants off, and then they had a fucking Ring camera right where I'm like, God damn it. God damn it. And then I was like, oh, the bears, they were like, oh, the article in the little welcome packet, they're like, don't put anything edible out there. I'm like, I mean, shitty pants aren't edible.
Yeah,
but,
they're not
you know what? But also Kevin rubs his eyes in other dogs' shit when he sees it, and like out of a fondness or whatever the fuck dogs do that for. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe bears do that. But I was shitting. The shit smelled so bad. And then you vomit all the food up.
Yeah.
Because we had this great dinner.
You got to enjoy it twice.
Yeah. I did. And so it all came out eventually over a couple hours. It took the whole dinner came out. And then I had nothing in me. And then it was just, but the nausea was
bile.
so, yes. The nausea was so deep within my bowels. And I'm like, this needs to fucking get out of me. Like, I don't know what to do. And I was being driven to psychosis. Like I didn't actually go driven to psychosis, but oh my Christ, it was the least hot weekend of my fucking life.
So this is just one night. How many nights were you there? And this was just the one night, or
it was the first night there.
Yeah.
And then the second night, I couldn't even walk. I slept all day. I slept for like 12 hours.
Oh.
It was wild. And I'm not at 80% now. I'm still like, You know, I'm not going to I haven't vomited since that one night, but
you do look extra thin. So.
I feel extra thin. Yeah. I'm like, ugh, God. Like I would go to eat something and I'm like, now I'm getting woozy. Like, and it's something weird's happening where when I'm lying down and then I get up, that's when I get nauseous still. And I'm like, that's weird. Like changing physical positions of like my stomach leaning a certain way.
Some kind of stomach vertigo.
Yeah, so bizarre. So yeah, fucking sucked. I was so mad. And then by the end of the last day, I was... Man, Colin was so good. He was such and I was trying to be a good sport about it. I was laughing when I could, but I was really just mainly sleeping. But he was great with me and made the food and all that stuff and was like, don't worry about it, whatever. But then I was so sleep deprived. I was fucking starving and I couldn't eat because if I was so nauseous that I would have barfed if I ate.
Right.
what a hell. And I was so tired. But with nausea, I can't go to bed. And then I got a fucking borderline migraine, but really bad headache from being so dehydrated.
Oh, and the heaving is rough on your...
The heaving's rough, and all I wanted was ice. And then I had a slice of an orange the next day, and my throat burned because I'm like, I feel like I cut my throat. I was screaming so with the throw up. Like,
well, that's like there. You can really fuck up. Like that's why like bulimics have a lot of problems with their
with their voice and stuff, like nodes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a moment where I was just so defeated because I was packing stuff back up. I'm like, I didn't use any of this shit. And I got so pissed. I was like, I'm just gonna go in the room and cry because that's just what we're gonna do. And then
did Colin see the stuff? Because I'm like, if you hid it from him, then you could just...
No, yeah, he saw it. I told him about it.
Oh.
Yeah, because, he bought some of the outfits he bought for me, and we were really excited to wear them. I was excited to wear the outfit. He doesn't wear outfits. but yeah, and I was so upset, and I just started crying, and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I just need to get this out. And then I was just so cranky, but I was really trying to keep it to myself. Like, really, it's just like trying to keep it to myself. But every little, like, trigger, not like psychological trigger, but like I get hangry real bad. I get very hangry.
Yeah.
I get the maddest I get is when I have not slept and when I have not eaten. And I
can confirm.
Yeah. And so I'm like, we're gonna keep it all to ourselves because no one to get mad at. It's just it happens. Like you just fucking get over it. It's fine.
Sure.
But I was crying so hard, and then I came out of the room. And he thought I was crying because I was mad at him. I was like, I'm not mad at you at all. I'm just mad that I was shit my fucking pants. And then he started laughing. I got so mad because I was not ready to laugh at it yet. But then we eventually laughed. But my God, I mean, just don't put too much expectations on a weekend away, guys.
Man,
you know, just don't put any expectations. I plan too much. I plan too much.
You did
no plans.
Yeah. Yeah.
No plan, because then you won't be disappointed. And whatever happens, and it's fine.
Also, wasn't it like a lunar eclipse? We're supposed to be letting the universe deliver.
Yeah.
The universe did deliver.
Yeah. Well, actually, I pulled a card.
It's next week, right?
No, so lunar is first and then solar. Come on,
Eric.
Keep up, Eric. What are you? This is a
Sorry.
fucking women's podcast now. Actually, pretend that you care about our interests.
I'm interested.
The sun and moon are different.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, there's two things in the sky.
Yeah. But yeah, right. And I actually pulled a tarot card for myself last night, and it was like, yeah, this time for you is about like receiving, like let things come to you, and I'm like, you know what, fucking fine.
I thought you pulled one for the weekend, and it was just an asshole.
An exploding volcano of chocolate.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it was man.
Wow.
It was.
Explosive.
I don't think I've ever been that sick in my life. That's the sickest I've ever. I used to get that sick as a child.
Yeah.
I used to get violently vomiting. Oh, and then I have to go to I went to the ER all the time as a kid.
I feel like when you're a kid, there's like always something that happens. Like for me, I was like, I got a lot of nosebleeds. Like,
I got a lot of nosebleeds too.
Something going on when you're like a kid. That
you get like a chronic thing.
Your body's trying to like adjust to just being in the world.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's like, don't like this.
Yeah. I threw up a lot too.
Yeah.
I was a big thrower upper.
Yeah.
I think because I was mixing weird foods a lot. Or I mean, you know what? Maybe it was like the kind of like foreshadowing for like all the problems I would have with,
like
like
autoimmune stuff.
With food later on and like not being able to metabolize certain things. So
yeah.
But yeah, damn.
Yeah, it was I'm like I'm still shook by how sick I was.
Yeah.
I'm still like, whoa. But the one thing that's kind of nice about being sick, you have to walk a lot slower and you talk a lot slower and you think a lot slower. I like the pace.
Yeah, it's like COVID all over again.
Yeah, right. I don't think I ever got COVID. Well, no, when we filmed it.
No, it's like I didn't get it either. It was like the period of like existing during that time.
Just like what? Yeah. But like when your body is physically sick, like you can't rush. You can't overwork. You can't work. You can't do, like that sick. You just can't do. You just sleep.
Yeah, when I was like really sick with the flu like a month ago, when I like left the studio and I texted you guys what the fuck happened.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was like
that was wild.
It was annoying because I had so much to do and I lost a week, but it was also like, yo, I physically can't do anything.
Can't do shit.
So
you can't even like lift. Like you're lifting, your hand hurts.
Yeah.
Like it's just like where'd the energy go? It's all drained from me.
Yeah.
But it was kind of nice, the slow pace.
I was like, I'm gonna order seamless.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I guess.
But yeah, we went for a hike. I don't know. I was just walking like a fucking 99-year-old.
What did Colin do while you were sleeping?
He's editing his podcast.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
just got
he had stuff to do.
in the
I thought we
nice.
weren't going to bring computers, and he brought his computer. Very glad he brought his computer because I was like, damn, you would have just been alone with my sex outfits and the yoga mat. Not much to do with that. Not much to
He
do
could
with
have
that.
written a song about that.
That's true. He did bring his guitars.
Inspiring.
But it was just, oh God. You really think you're just going to be covered in bodily fluids of the other person's out of their sexual organs, not your own butthole. But you know what?
Damn.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes life serves you a little pudding pie in your pants.
Wow, you guys, I think you guys reached the next level of your relationship.
We get along so well.
I think
We're very comfortable.
I think that's what that did for you.
Maybe. Maybe. Because I still haven't farted in front of him.
Well, I think you made up for that this weekend.
Yeah, maybe you heard it. I mean, I didn't care.
I think
that. I
farting
didn't
may
give
be
a
the
fuck at that
least of
point.
your worries.
Yeah, it's true.
Boy, after you explosive diarrhea.
It's not anything like anxiety. Like, I just want to keep that for me.
Yeah.
You know?
You love farts.
I love farts,
They're
but I'm
sacred
like,
to you.
I also like still being attracted to each other in a relationship.
No,
It's very valuable.
it's extremely.
Yeah. How you doing?
What a week! Last week was, the longest week of my life. In not in a bad way, just in like a
lot.
You forget it as an artist how little physical labor we do. The
Truly.
hardest thing I do usually in my day is
Get out the
putting the carry on over my head, which is
Right.
hard. That's
That
hard,
is hard.
especially
You're
the way I
short as hell.
pack. The way
Yeah.
I pack,
Oh, yeah.
very hard.
Well, you get a guy to help you.
Yeah, I do allow. Even if someone doesn't offer, I just say, hey, "Can you help me?"
Yeah.
I just like to pick someone,
Yeah,
like
you.
it's an emergency.
Men love jobs.
You in the red hat, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I spent the week shutting down my brick and mortar, Perfectly Centered, which you've heard lots about. It was over 3 years of John Campanelli and I working on that store. I mean, I love a challenge, guys. This is something about me. I love a challenge. I love a seemingly impossible endeavor. I love
You really
something
do.
that's really going to just take all my time and attention. And like, this was always a temporary thing. Like, as I've talked about before, I put a 5-year absolute cap on it. Just because but then you get into it and you're like, I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but it was like, it was more work than I could have even have imagined. So, I mean, there were so many things going on. It really helped me grieve the loss of my dad in like a very beautiful way. I mean, like, I know everyone will not have the opportunity to go through a collection, a special collection. Everyone goes through dead people's stuff, but this was like things that my dad had collected rather than amassed. And I think there's a big difference there. Like, it's like he had curated his life through the things that he loved. And now I would find things and I'd be like, oh, I know this was meant for me, or I know this was meant for my mom or my brother or his brother in some cases. And so it was really special. And he had written, notes. He was a very funny guy and written notes all around so the process of moving the store from Roselle Park to Larchmont was incredible. And then just be owning a shop. I had always wanted to own a store. And I mean, like, most times it did feel like I was playing store. I mean, God, there was so much, and there's so much behind the scenes work you have to do at a store. Insurance, especially when you have employees and accounting. And I mean, I learned so many fucking new skills in the past 3 years, just a lot of new skills, and learning how to promote your business and gaining new customers and customer appreciation, customer retention, and doing things, also learning in new business. Cause it's like, not like just a store where you sell like things that it's like there is a business within the business. So it's like you're tackling small business, but you're also tackling like the sports card and collectible industry. I'm pretty familiar with collectibles, but like sports cards, that was a whole other thing. So I'm just like constantly learning. And I really did impress myself with the way, like, how when you're like, they're say if you're learning a new language, you should just go to that country and you're going to impress with yourself because you're going to know more Spanish than you thought you knew. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I felt about sports cards. Like, cool. So I'm like growing up with it, it's, my parents opened the business when I was, not even a couple months before I turned 4. And I remember, I talked about it with my mom yesterday. I remember being in the store, lying on my dragon pillow as my parents put together the same shelves that, made it to the dumpster this weekend. But so I saw the entirety of the store, its entire life, which is like pretty cool to see a huge project from start to finish in that way over the course of, 35 years. Yeah. So just so many new things and also like going in that deep. I mean, obviously I'm in that, deeper than that in a business with you, but there are elements to a brick and mortar that actually surpass things that we've done for Guys We Fucked. And so I got deep into business with John. And I mean,
oh, right.
It wasn't always easy, but it really it's going to test the boundaries of your friendship and your relationship. But it's like, it makes you feel so good when you can get through a feat of that size together, especially with all the added emotion of, dealing with me, especially in like the first year of it when I was like really, really depressed. And I knew this about myself. I knew like certain things would trigger me. So I like sometimes like if a customer was like asking annoying questions about like an object that was like very personally important to me and my dad, I would just like literally go to the back room and be like, just handle this for me. But I mean, yeah, it was a really cool living memorial for my dad. And I don't for 1 second regret doing it. And I mean, as I was putting the key in the door the last time on Saturday leaving, I just like looked at this space. I didn't cry as I was leaving, but I cried a lot of times throughout the weekend. I kind of knew it's like almost other people knew more than me, especially my, I was talking to James Mattern a lot and he, his parents are dead. So he just gets it.
Yeah.
But he was kind of like, hey, like, are you okay? And I mean, there was just different points like the night before and like before I went to work for the final day on Saturday, like I definitely just did sit in my bed and just like have a good cry. But it wasn't like I wasn't,
it's like a maintenance cry.
Yeah. I didn't feel like I failed in any way. I feel like I succeeded like with because people love projecting, so it's like, I didn't become a millionaire a second time over. So other people will look at that. Oh, did you fail? I go, no, I was like, what I was looking to get out of this, I got out of it tenfold. I know me. That's, you guys know that's my skill. I know me. And I knew, number one, that if I had something that I was as passionate about, well, I do have something, but like if I was if I died and left something I was really passionate about unfinished, I would want someone to finish it for me. So there was that.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that for my dad. And then number two was just like, I knew that it would be a way to heal in a much more full way than I would have been able to if left like completely to my own devices, or if we had to just like quickly sell off everything in his store. And then also third, like, I just really had wanted to get my hands on that store. I was always asking my dad if I could work there and he's like, you're going to break everything. I mean, it's very delicate. So I understand. But like, I just had always wanted to have a store. So it was a lot of things in one.
That's a cool creative, like you can creatively make it whatever you want. The layout was so beautiful.
Thank you. And also just like,
so like it was fun to walk in.
I wanted it to be fun. I wanted it to be clean because it's woman owned and most hobby shops are filthy. And I wanted, I wanted people to really like, so many people are just like trying to make a quick buck. And I really wanted to, because I always, I used to say, Dad, we could have been rich, but now as an adult, he did the store the way the store should have been done. If you want to get rich, don't open a hobby shop. That's not what it's for.
Yeah.
It's for nostalgia. It's for
experience.
Loving things. It's for teaching like something that is not work related to your kids. Like there's so many things to it. And I just like, I hate when people only go into it in money. Like sure, are things like Pawn Stars cool when like every now and then you'll find something at a garage sale and it'll be worth $20,000. Like,
sure.
Yeah, that's cool. But like, that's not where you have to go into it with. It's the same as like if you go into comedy because you want to be famous. You should go into comedy because you love comedy. And if you become famous or become rich as a byproduct of it, then that's fine. But if your goal is to be famous, and I learned this, the hard way, like, it's going to feel dirty and gross and inauthentic. Like, so I just feel like I was able to share like the joy that my dad had around collecting with other people. It reinvigorated my joy for it. Cause it's like a part of my family history that I've always been so proud of and so excited to tell people about. Yeah, it was just great. Again, I truly don't know how I got through the past 3 years, like, especially when comedy fully came back and doing it. Like,
I remember you would come to the studio with like you're like, I have to tally up the sales on a piece of paper. I'm like, damn, girl.
I just don't, like, I just looked at this piece, like, I just don't even know how we fucking did that. But we did it, and it was, it also just, stubborn, me being stubborn. I was like, said I was gonna do it. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking do it. If I go down with the store, I'm gonna go down with the store.
Stubbornness is potent.
Yeah.
Stubbornness will make you move states.
Yeah, and a lot of unexpected things came out of it too. Like we became really good friends with some people in the town. I felt like I saw children grow up, because when you have kids who are like 9 coming to the store, like you're gonna see them really, if it's 3 years, like they're really growing during that time. I saw boys become men.
I remember that. We were there for the opening, and there was all these like 9-year-old, 10-year-old boys, and then like. Then they would bring their dads. I'm like, hey, kid, what's your dad's deal?
Yeah,
dude?
A lot of dads tried to fuck me. I didn't fuck any of the dads. Dad, thank you so much. Really proud of myself. Did not fuck one dad. And man, some of them tried. How
hard did the hardest one try?
I mean...
Innuendos still or direct?
No, I mean just using, like, asking about like what horror movies like that I should recommend to him as a chance to talk about sleeping in my nighttime dreams. He was the hottest one though, so
okay, that's good.
If it's gonna be anyone, and let's have it be the guy who looks like Matthew McConaughey, right?
Ooh,
yeah.
Yes, please.
But I'm like, dude, if you weren't married, like this would be great. And if I didn't know your wife, like,
it was a married dad.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Whatever.
Yeah. That's insulting.
Yeah. Who knows?
Like buying tickets to a comedy show day
the thing is also, I don't want to spread rumors because like. He probably is a swinger, but like you need to make that information clear to me at the front of it.
Otherwise, we're stepping off the foot of deception.
But yeah, I got like word that like a lot of people in Larchmont were like swingers. Like it was just like
fun.
It was such like it's so different from where I grew up because it's a lot wealthier.
Right.
And
it's like Sleepy Hollow or Stars Hollow or something.
Yeah. Well, Stars Hollow is a small town. They don't have a lot of money there, but like
they don't.
No, they like
That's just your grandma.
Yeah, because her grandma doesn't live in Stars Hollow.
Oh, okay. I thought she did.
I know too much about that show. But yeah. Like it was.
That's cool.
Just
small town.
Wild experience.
Kind of got to experience like living. You didn't live there, but like you kind of did in a way.
It was such a nice respite from the entertainment business. That was my favorite. It was like my hideaway. I didn't wear makeup. I wasn't Corinne Fisher comedian. I was just like, I would actually like when people were kind of rude to me because I was like, oh, it feels good. Haven't experienced this in a while.
Like
because there's so much ass kissing in this industry.
Right.
It's just nice to be treated like a fucking
person,
cash wrapped bitch.
Just another piece of shit behind a. Yeah.
Every now and then I would get annoyed and be like, I'm a little famous. So maybe just don't be so rude to me. But not that you shouldn't be rude to anyone. But yeah. Wow. What a wild ride. And we still have an eBay store, and I'll still talk about it. And I want to kind of make the page, I think, like a memorial to collectibles, and because it really just like reinvigorated my love for that. But I mean, listen, yet another venture into a male dominated industry. It was
nice.
I'm relieved to be done with that part of it, but what a fucking wild ride. I do not regret it for 1 second. So fun. So incredible. And thanks to a lot of fuckers and wackos came to the store over the past 3 years. So thank you so much for anyone who came.
You got to go on like a vacation or something, so like a trip or something.
I do. Well, I think I'm going to try to go to Japan because my friend's moving there. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Japan. I'm going to travel so bad.
But right now, I'm just to do comedy. I had the Tiger Tour 2024.
You know who else is doing comedy?
Our guest.
Yep, exactly.
She's good at it.
Oh
too.
my God.
She's good.
She's so good. And I was like, damn, I'm excited to interview this lady. She's really cool.
Yeah.
The stories she has, never would have saw that coming.
And just kind of like a fucking comedy icon legend. Like just someone who like, this is someone it gets it.
Yeah. She started at the Comedy Store back in the day. Okay. Back in the day. She's an actress. You've seen her on HBO, VH1, Howard Stern. And she has a new stand-up special out on YouTube that you can watch for free right now called No Country for Old Women. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show,
Eleanor Kerrigan.